I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of Paradise Irrigation District Board of Directors, Wednesday, March 20th at 6:30 p.m. And welcome everybody to the first day of spring. Can I get a roll call, please?
Director Flushman?
Here.
Director Nash?
Here.
President Pillow?
Here.
Director Pella?
Here.
Vice President Sanchez?
Here. Okay, seeing as how we're all here. Committee reports and presentations. We have a presentation from our investment advisor, Dan Day. And do we need a prelude to this, or we're just going to set Dan free?
Set Dan free.
All right, Dan, you're up.
Hello, everybody.
See everybody again.
My presentation will be two parts. The first part, I will review your investment portfolio with you. And the second part will be a presentation from Eric Hilfert. Eric is with Lord Abbott, which is an investment management firm. He's going to talk about what Lord Abbott's take on where the economy is today and where they think interest rates are going. So,
information.
Yeah, I have a feeling yes, that you were reviewing the 15 categories.
Right. Well, and it really did come up exactly like that, and it's true that there wasn't a specific, we will only do this, or we won't do that. And so I kind of questioned the appeal aspect too, but basically I think the thing I'd like to make is a proposal. And Magadan Road is Lower Sawmill, and it is a gravel road that serves 4 homes, and there are 4 homes connected to that pipeline. When I purchased the property, no information came about the pipeline, but information began to surface when the pipe began to surface. And the pipe obviously wasn't put as low as it should be, and so probably 15 to 18 feet of the pipe are on the surface of the road and can clearly be seen by the naked eye. And so it came to my attention as that started to come about, and so I contacted PID and discovered that it is a private pipeline, and probably exactly what you said, George, is what happened. It probably went to the house that I'm in, but now 3 other houses for a total of 4 access that line. I wanted to fix the road, and before I invest in gravel and just put gravel over the pipe, I wanted to investigate the possibility of that becoming a PID pipe and replacing it.
The pipelines that have no owner information as our responsibility to maintain and replace as we see fit. Since if we're taking the court, the likelihood of us winning is a little not too great. And then sending a letter to everyone connected to the ones that we do have information on, reminding them of their responsibility. If you have any questions, contact me, we'll sit down and talk about it. That may cause a flurry of people wanting to talk to the board, but at least we're putting them back on notice that this is your responsibility. Approve the district accepting any pipeline that was designated as private that we have no information on as a district main, and authorize staff to repair and replace that as needed. And direct staff to craft a letter and a notice that can be recorded on their property for all of the remaining private pipelines that we do have owner information on.
We got a lot of stuff to do tonight, so all in favor? Which we do a roll call vote now. I think just all in favor of motion. Say aye. 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 Any noes?
no.
No. Motion passes 4-1. Okay.
Well, what I like to do with my property is that there's a lot of people out there that need to have food, vegetables, and all that kind of stuff. And I like to work in my garden. And also I have some cows, and I got some chickens, and I got all, you know, goats and all that kind of stuff. I would like to extend my property more, to do more things to help people out. Right now, I give it to my neighbors, I give it to people that need it. I just want to help out, because a lot of people, they need help. And since there's not a lot of people that can be able to help another people, you know, I have a nice piece of property that I like to share with somebody. And I like to work in my garden, and that's why I kind of, water price was, property went up too high, you know, the water. And I own other properties, I'm not complaining about paying the water bill, but when you have animals and stuff like that, you want to plant seed, and you want to plant some more fruit trees and all that kind of stuff to feed my animals and people, you know, it costs a lot of money, so that's what I'm at.
Mr. Sanchez, do you have more than 2 acres under irrigation?
Probably, yeah, not more than 2 acres, no. I like to stand more out. Like I said, I like to plant a lot more oranges and a lot more stuff, but then when that got stuck a little bit, because I saw the water bill, it was changed so much, you know, I don't want to pay $200 a water bill or more. So between my animals right now, you know, they take a lot of water. When it's hot, they take a lot of water. My goats and everything else, so I would like to extend it out to more fruit trees and extend my garden more.
So your plan is that
Yeah,
if we
so
make
I'm
it,
planning to get my garden more. Right now, I only got a piece of garden because the water bill is too high.
is part of that,
Case, it's a Supreme Court case under the Interstate Commerce Clause, which is in the Constitution. And the facts of the case were a farmer was growing wheat for use on his own farm. And the government wanted to impose some kind of fee on him, and he said, "You don't have the power to do that." And they said, "Yes, we do, under the Interstate Commerce Clause." And he said, "Well, I'm not selling my wheat, I'm using it on my own farm." And the Supreme Court said, that is commerce. That's because by growing the wheat yourself and using it, you're not buying it on the secondary market, and that affects commerce. So if you wanted to adopt a really broad interpretation of what constitutes commerce or commercial, you could do that. You could say, he's using fertilizer, he's using his car, he's giving food to folks that use their car, you know. So I wouldn't get too hung up on the fact that he's not selling it, doing an exchange, dollars, you know, cents.
I don't think I think there's a lot of people out there like him in Paradise. I know of 2 or 3.
2 acres.
Well, they got more than that.
then they put it under irrigation and irrigate it, and we'll give it.
And in fact, one of them was complaining that he was thinking about letting his people sell.
This is the venue, to bring those complaints.
Sounds like so.
But what I'm saying is we're gonna set a precedent, and it may cost the district a lot of money.
Well, I think when we determined this before, if you still pay the water rate and the offset is not so huge that it's going to affect, because we have so few people.
Remember, it's a flat rate of what he's gonna pay per month, and then
29.
the additional on top of that is 30 cents.
So he'll be paying, he's gonna be paying 12 months out of the year.
Move your cursor so we can see it.
Oh, yeah, not pointing doesn't work.
Yeah, I know, on your touchscreen, yes.
16 plus $18.72. So you're billed for 26 units every month of the year. And then any usage over the 26 units is at 30 cents a unit. So in the winter, he may have a higher winter bill than he has in the past, but he makes up for it in the summer.
So, we're actually making.
So we're not losing as much as.
No, because he's set.
Right.
So,
But also, and it's still my opinion that it fits. I had this conversation earlier with George today about commerce and the Supreme Court. I didn't know that I was back for that. But it was the same argument that you raise it, you consume it, you have entered into commerce, because now you're competing with Safeway, you're just feeding yourself.
So how do we change the?
We don't have to change anything.
Yeah, we do. I think we should further define.
Well, I think if you're comfortable with that definition, I don't think that needs to be changed. I've gotten direction from the board. What I would like a motion on is that the board officially clarifying that producing the crop includes all types of agricultural commodities.
I so move.
Second.
We're gonna change the policy to say.
We got one motion on the floor.
We got one motion on the floor.
We've got one
That's
motion on the
figured out. Well, the first motion, if there's a motion on the board, you can't put it
No, I know it, that's why, after I moved it.
Yeah, I guess I should point that out.
But
We'll make it after
By
the.
making that, then you need to realize that if someone wants to grow 2 acres of medical marijuana, they're gonna qualify for the rest
Well,
of it.
that's a little more different.
I'm just doing my job, my way.
You know, that's the whole story here.
I'm not saying you.
How you be able to get it for people, to helping people out with marijuana here? So this is all come on, man.
No, that's all.
I just clarified.
Okay, so,
It's a plan.
So how about illegal agriculture? With legal.
Well, growing medical marijuana.
there's.
I don't think anywhere in the town approves 2 acres is allowed, so. It's not.
Especially when it's setbacks from borders, then you gotta have more than 2 acres.
So what's the motion that's before?
Can you please read back the first motion?
Pressure's on you again.
Well, Director Hunt made a motion, and it was seconded by Director Kellogg to provide Mr. Sanchez the irrigation residential account rate.
Okay,
Because it meets the definition.
Because
Because he needs a definition.
okay, all in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0.
Okay, now I'd like to get a motion to
Now,
clarify that definition.
exactly.
What do you suggest?
Didn't he already?
Yes,
Record
I
like
heard that motion before.
Fits as
You
so.
wanted us to clarify it, but I was just moving to what you said.
Clarifying that a crop, under our rules, is defined as any agricultural,
Any legal
any
agriculture.
legal agricultural endeavor.
Right.
I so moved, even though.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
Director Hunt, you like this?
I asked that this be brought onto the agenda, because kind of a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction, but we have comments from the board of director members about asking for public comments, giving public comments, about listening to the public with their comments. And then we make a statement like, well, we've listened to the public and we've heard what you say, and I guess that we're going to carry out your will, something along that line. So before I actually start in on this, I'm going to tell you that that's not our job. Our job is not to do what 40 or 50 people of the public who purport to represent 10,000 members in this area come in, or 10,000 rate paying hookups, 26,000 people come in and make noise and say, this is my opinion and you guys need to listen to us. The public hired us, they voted us in order to represent them. And that means that we use our knowledge, we learn what's going on, we use knowledge about projecting 40 or 50 years into the future. We make the decision because the public hired us to make the decision. They have not voted us in here to listen to 40 or 50 or 60 people and succumb to the pressures that we have there. So I thought I'd put it to the test. And the public is always saying that these times are so bad, we can't afford this, we can't afford that, times are bad. You can't spend money. And I said, okay, directors, let's stand up and take a stand. Let's save the district $60,000 a year and ask the public whether we should have health insurance or not. And see what the public says about it. And then we make a decision as to whether we're going to listen to the public here for a short-term gain, maybe of saving $60,000 a year, or $30,000 a year, whatever it may be? Or are we going to look for the long-term health of the district? Health is kind of a pun on the health insurance deal, unintentional. And maybe make a decision that says we should be providing this insurance for the directors, so the directors can stay in a position like this as they get older and their incomes go down and they're covered by insurance. I particularly want to hear what the public has to say about the fact that we are spending $65,854.92 a year for our director's health insurance.
John?
Want me to answer that?
You wait a second, Loretta. John, can you
Okay,
first?
what does the town do? The town requires the employees to pay a percentage of their health care. I don't think they're giving the councilman any health care. What is the standard practice of districts and municipalities? And I mean, I know that the school board, I believe that the school board pays the health insurance. It could be a big savings, and I don't think you can get a fair market share or a fair input from the public of having it be on an agenda item that nobody even knew was going to be on there. I was planning on coming tonight. I wish I would have been here 10 minutes earlier. I'd like to see the newspaper run an article on it for next month, and let's find out from the public whether the public thinks that the directors should get any, all, or some. I don't know what the school district does as far as the spouses and family. This is something that caught me by the spur of the moment, and I think it's rightful to give the public an opportunity to do a little bit of research and make their decision. And I don't think it makes it, I don't think that just having the health care makes or breaks whether somebody's going to run for PID. And to another one of your comments, yes, the public put you into the seat. The public can also recall somebody, and it's their vested right to do that. And I believe that you have an obligation when you take a seat to the public. Yes, there is a vocal majority. Sometimes the vocal majority is in the best interest, sometimes it isn't.
Vocal majority, or you mean vocal minority?
Could be either. It could be either. But I don't think it's right to the public. Nobody goes to your website and checks your agenda every month to see what's on it. Let the newspaper run an article 3 days or 5 days before next month's reading, and or next month's meeting, and have it so they know, and let them show up. If they don't like it, they can tell you. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Loretta, you're next.
You know, I don't think that the public really cares whether you get health insurance or you don't get health insurance. I kind of agree with Sam.
John.
I could, John, whatever his face is, I couldn't even find your agenda under your website today. So, that's George's fault.
Got
And I want health insurance,
We
so I
gotta start
have to
holding
keep
those
coming to these meetings. But, you know, you guys do deserve some pay to put up with all of us. I sometimes don't like the fact that you get $100 per meeting, because you sure have a lot of meetings some months. But I don't mind that you have health insurance. I know if you're on the school board, they get health insurance. If you're on the town council, they get zilch. I think Larry knows, you get paid anything.
Yeah, you got paid $161.
They don't anymore.
I know I was on the
You
planning
don't, well, I know
commission.
they cut it.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, for a few months I got $35 for gas. And so you're probably one of the better paid boards in this town. I don't think any other board gives complete health insurance plus their $100 a meeting or whatever you get. So maybe you do need to put this in the paper, see what the public thinks. I don't know if
I think you just got off your nose.
I think you,
That'll be at the post discretion whether or not they bring that.
I think Mr. Hunt opened a can of worms.
I think so too.
Uh-oh, can't do anything.
Doesn't say I have information on it either. Okay, so I make a motion to create a standing conservation committee consisting of Director Flesher and President Corolla and a member from the, at least one member from the public right now, Ward Gabriel, which I'm sure will take the position, with Director Flesher as the chairperson of the committee.
You wanna add water to that?
Yeah, can it be called the Water Conservation Committee?
I like that. Thank you. We'll call it the Water Conservation Committee.
I'll second it.
Yes, so that we know what conservation.
I'll second it, since you put water in there.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Not in favor? Okay. Passes 4-1. And we will move into doing some discussion as to getting, put it on the website and see if we can get some more public input into it or entice more of the public to join it. Item 8F, grant application, Paradise Lake North Boat Launch, consider adoption of Board Resolution 2013-04, authorizing an application for funding from the Department of Boating and Waterways. I really think this is kind of a no-brainer. We talked about this. We're just applying for a grant on there and see what the state comes back with, correct?
The Department of Boating and Waterways, with the understanding that no project is being approved, and the CEQA process will be completed prior to any work being started.
Second.
Roll call vote, please. Any more discussion? Dr. Keller, just because you just came back, I just want to make sure. No more discussion?
No public?
No, I didn't have any discussion to begin with.
Public, any comments?
Oh, I have one question. I didn't get to ask. How much does SPI want for that piece of property?
They probably won't part of
Close to $2 million, I heard.
Oh, the whole piece of property.
1.4 million, something like that.
Kevin, can we cover that check?
Right. Cuddy
I
can.
wonder why they haven't been able to sell anything.
Probably gonna see that piece of property sell real quick. Any discussion from the public? Loretta, you're, Lauren, you guys are about all that's left, so, no? Roll call vote, please.
Director Fletcher?
Yes.
Director Hunt?
Yes.
Director Kellogg?
Yes.
Director Duncan?
Yes.
President Corolla?
Yes. Let it show, it passes 5-0. Director Hunt? Okay. Director Fletcher?
President Grohl, I think you had a very good meeting this evening. I enjoyed myself. I think it's been very productive.
And I will say that I also thought this was a good meeting. We're gonna get out of here at about 10:15 or so tonight, so I'm happy to see that. That harmonious air is coming back to our board. I like it, love it. Loretta, still looking for that donation for Kids Fishing Day from the Senior Center, so.
I didn't know you wanted money.
Oh, yeah.
I would have brought it tonight.
Oh,
Cash is king. Cash is king.
Big
Checks in the mail.
checks in the mail. Yeah, just grab the big jar and bring it up, because we're gonna be looking for that donation from the Senior Center.
The senior center, doesn't make donations. Now, I will tell you that Community House Thrift Store does. So if you will tell me what you want, what you're doing, give me a report, I can probably get you some money from the Community House Thrift Store. They support.
Kids Fishing Day, April 20th. Always can use money. It's one of the best things that's out there.
Why don't you send me an email about it, then I won't forget.
Okay.
You got my email address?
I know, but I think George has your email address.
Do you have my address, George?
I think so.
He's on Facebook, aren't you?
No, I'm not.